up, everyone? We are back at it. PFC 220 fantasy talk coming up for you for the upcoming EPL match day. Let's get into it, Huss. You know the drill. We give you positions, starting with the goalie, move to defenders, midfielders, then forwards. We tell you in each position who to buy, who to keep, who to sell, and who to take a risk on. But before we get into that, Huss, you want to actually, no, I will get into who's the top scorer for this week. And we got Kingsoft Leon Weiss, who got 75 points on the game week, and he's got 1161 overall. Absolutely killed it this game week. Huss, you want to get into the top five?
Yeah. And it kind of sucks because the few times that I was number one or in the top five, we just didn't have the show. And it's like, what the fuck? Like the only times we could have talked about my team, we didn't do the episodes, but it is what it is. I actually mentioned that in game week, I think it was 19 was the last week that we did. I was even saying how, look, the winter break is crazy. I'm in first place, but by the end of the winter break with the 4 matches in 2 weeks, I could be outside the top 10. And at one point, I was 8. So I predicted something I did not want to predict. But so far,
problems, Huss.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm in 6th.
I almost fell out of the top 10. I'm over here dragging. I'm not even going to say, but I'm over here dragging at the bottom of this league, 74th place. Not bottom of the league, but might as well be. I'm in the basement. I'm like Everton before they fired Koeman.
Yeah, we're like Crystal Palace before they De Boer.
Don't piss Al off. It's Al's team, dude. Turning on
hot waters. So first place with 51 game week points, and then you got 1,291. You got Music of the Spheres. You got Pythagorean. Awesome joke. The pie man. Piece of pie. Dude. I mean, he did all right.
Those jokes are so much better than his. Piece of pie man.
Second place, you got Winston FC. Nicholas DeLuca. Game week points, he has 55. Total, you got 1268. So he's not too far behind. And then you got Kidney Pool FC. Luke de Vescar. You have 52 game week points, and then 1257. No Fuchs Given FC. TJ Crane with 44 game week points and 1251 overall. Then Alta Reality by Sacha Tuladar. You got 28 game week points, and then total you got 1241. And we got what? I think Winston, Music of Spheres, Kinney Pool. I think we almost have a full new top 5 since the beginning of winter, or the winter hectic schedule.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. Like you said, those game weeks, we had full game weeks in the space of 14 days. And that can really, rocket you right through to that top spot, or like me, just keep you exactly where you are, foot on the throat at the bottom, dude. I'm I don't even know why I'm even doing the show, dude. My feelings are so hurt this year. I just want to take my ball and go home. And I'm gonna keep pushing. Still plenty of time left, but I think at this point I'm fighting for survival, fighting for mid-table. Make sure we live to fight another season, dude. But it's ugly. Let me get into our top 5 where we rank. Obviously, Huss leading the PFC hosts with 6 points. In 6th place.
6 points.
57 points in the game week, 1225 overall. Al in 37th place with 52 points and 1118 overall. Tom in 66th place, 37 points, 1041 overall. And myself, like I said, Dragon. 74th place, 41 for the week, 984 overall. Choking on a big one. All right. Buy, keep, sell of last episode, Huss. Is that even worth it? I mean, it was a few episodes ago. I don't know if those numbers still even make sense, because those guys could have done a lot of stuff these past 4 game weeks. But what do you think?
Well, I mean, the last week was match week 19, and we actually did pretty well. So I wouldn't mind mentioning it. The buys got 27 points, the keeps got 12, sells got 5, and risk got 22. That was the week that Aguero and Kane both went off. When Kane slit my throat when I was at first place, when everyone who took over had him or captained him, I was just watching everyone just like walk by me with Kane, and it was frustrating.
Yeah, that was rough, dude. Absolutely rough. All right, favorable matchups coming up for match day 20.
So this one, these are tough. I mean, they were tough to say whether they're favorable or non-favorable because there's a lot that were just kind of like in between. We're not really sure. So starting out favorable, I'm just going Chelsea versus Leicester. But again, Leicester seems to be a team that can really take down a big team. So you never know. But I think there will be goals, so there will be points. Then we have Huddersfield versus West Ham. I think I'm starting to believe in West Ham a little too much again, where I'm saying this is favorable as in West Ham is going to score goals, and with Adrian in net, they're going to find a way to keep this good form going. Then next you got Spurs versus Everton. I think there's going to be goals in this. I think Spurs are going to let up a goal to Everton because Everton's been doing a lot better since Big Sam went in there. But at the same time, I think Spurs are going to go and handle business with their Fab Four, basically, with Harry Kane, Son, Dele Alli, and Eriksen. Two more will be Liverpool versus Man City. I don't think there's going to be much defense in this game. I think both teams are going. I think this could be a 4-4, 5-4 game. Like this could be out of control. But look, again,
it is at Anfield. Sorry, has to jump in. It is at Anfield, so Liverpool is very confident at Anfield. They have a good home field record. So I don't think there'll be any like intimidation of that. Man City undefeated streak. Man City has already won the Prem. I think they'll be looking to play spoilers, also proving a point with Coutinho leaving this week. I think they're very eager to prove that, there is life after him. And not to mention, they did shore up the defense in getting themselves their long-term target, Virgil van Dijk. So I think a Liverpool team coming in there, Lallana's back with tails up. I think you might be onto something, Huss. This could be a very high-scoring game.
The only thing that I would mention, again, like you said, they're at Liverpool and they've done phenomenal. Like they've been outrageously good in defense when it comes down to being at home. With Virgil back there, I think it's maybe even getting better, but they are playing the best team in the league, top 5 team maybe in Europe. When it comes down to it, it's also Liverpool is the type of team that they don't back down from anyone. They are just gonna, whether it's good or not, they just keep going forward. they don't know how to backtrack. They just keep going and keep going and keep going. So they're gonna, and you know what? They didn't play a horrible game until Sadio Mane, kicked Edison in the face.
Fine kick.
But if you take that out, they're down 1-0, but it will probably finish like a 3-2 game, I'm thinking. So I think Liverpool might actually have this to break the streak.
Here we go. Fanboy. What's the next favorite matchup?
The last one was United versus Stoke. Stoke has the worst defense in the league. Goals against. They just fired their Mark Hughes. Stoke is a mess right now. Maybe they'll set a little fire underneath the players, but as of now, United, we talked about last Sunday, Lukaku needs to score. He cannot keep going on vacation. He has to keep the consistent form that United bought him for.
Agreed.
Non-favorable matchups. Palace versus Burnley. This one could be very exciting. Burnley has a great defense, and since Zaha has come back in and they've switched managers, Palace has been pretty good. Then we have West Brom. Spell check took over. It said West Brom, but I was like, what? West Brom versus Brighton. You got Watford versus Southampton. Newcastle versus Swansea. And that'll wrap it up for those. Going into goalkeepers. Now, for anyone that doesn't know how this works, because it's a new year, we might have new followers. We go each and every position. I give you a buy. I keep, sell, and risk. And for the buys for the goalkeeper, I'm giving you Adrian. West Ham. He's priced at 4.3, owned by 3.2%. I find that to be a little low, but at the same time, he hasn't been ultra good. He's let up 8 goals in the last 4 games, but West Ham still look pretty good. They look good against the 1-1 draw versus Spurs, and then they've only lost 1 in the last 7. And since Adrian has started, West Ham has only lost 2 matches. So this looks pretty good. I'm going to get into who West Ham's playing. They have Huddersfield away, so it's not really too much of a dangerous team that they're playing. So I think West Ham can do some business.
Yeah, man. West Ham keeping Joe Hart on the bench. Now there are questions about his World Cup bid, to be England's starting goalkeeper if he's not getting any playing time and getting beat out by, no disrespect, by Adrian, who's not necessarily seen or touted as a world-class goalie. So shaky ground for Joe Hart, man, at West Ham, but Adrian absolutely doing the business.
It's going to be a really, really interesting summer for Joey Hart because City's obviously not going to keep him. West Ham's not going to keep him. Who's going to buy? Maybe, if Liverpool really do go and get Butland, maybe Joey Hart goes there.
You need a goalie with feet, man. You're in the same position as Man City. You guys like to play out of the back. You like to have a sweeper keeper. And Joe Hart, the reason why he's not at Man City is because that's not his game. It never has been his entire career. So I know, he has that kashish. So Liverpool wants to put a bit of a reputable goalie in the net, but he's not the guy you're looking for, man. I would pull a Man City and just scout a guy from a different league, like an Ederson, and bring that guy in.
Well, there's a lot of talk for Liverpool going after Alisson. I could see Joey Hart maybe going to Newcastle. Newcastle's going after Trapp from PSG. He doesn't want to leave, though. So if Rafa's really not happy with his goalie options, this would be a very inexpensive keeper to bring in.
That's a good shot. I like that shot.
All right, keeping Petr Cech, priced at 5.4, owned by 4.9% of the teams. Arsenal has Bournemouth away, Palace at home, Swansea away, Everton, Spurs, City after that. But for those 3 matchups, Arsenal should take care of business. But with so many rumors going around, I'll talk about that a little bit more later on. But you got rumors with Ozil, rumors with Sanchez. You got Coquelin leaving. You don't know what's going on. You have links to who's the manager? Ancelotti going in for Arsene. There's so much going on in the air at Arsenal. You don't know how they're going to handle all these rumors. But at the same time, I think they will handle business against those 3 teams.
Love it.
Selling Begovic. It's very simple. Arsenal, West Ham, then you get Chelsea. 3 games that will be tough. Easy peasy. He's priced at 4.5, owned by 4.2%. The risk, Courtois. Priced at 5.5, owned by 13.4% of the teams. 4 clean sheets in the last 5 games. So he very well could be switched with Adrian as the buy. But again, Chelsea's facing Leicester. And Leicester, I don't know. I don't know if they just have I have a warm spot in my heart for them. They always seem to just get random goals against top teams.
Yeah, they give top teams nightmares. But that's what you expect from a team of champions or ex-champions. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I never sleep on Leicester.
And you know what? If you think about it, where are they? I think they're 7th in the league right now.
Yeah, at some point they were buckling, man. They were buckling at some point. Fired their manager, Claude Puel, has sort of breathed life into him. So good for them, man. They're back to being noisy Leicester.
Well, the thing is, I was thinking about Leicester the other day, and they have 30 points. Burnley has 34. Then you got Arsenal at 39. Just hypothetically speaking, let's say Conte stayed at Leicester. They very well could be a Europa team year in, year out.
Absolutely. Assuming they brought in more depth, and Danny Drinks kept playing the way he is, because he's getting burned at Chelsea now, so there is ability there. I know it's, easy to shit on Danny Drinkwater, but there's something there. Is he special, world class? No, we're not saying that, but Well, I'm not saying that, but he's getting playing time at Chelsea, keeping guys like Pedro and Willian on the bench. Obviously, different positions, but either way, you know.
Yeah, and I know the main scout went to Arsenal and everything, but we do have to give him a shout as a whole scouting system because they did get Schmeichel, they did get Kante, Vardy, Mahrez, and they even picked up as recent Maguire. I mean, these are good players. These are really formidable players. I mean, there's been links with Maguire going to City now. So for them to pick up a player like that and now being linked to City for a boatload of money, I mean, well done to Leicester.
Agreed.
All right, defenders. Fun fact. 8 out of the top 18 total point getters for defenders are now injured. They might still play because some are 75%, some are 50%, but that is leaving a lot of room for people to find some good buys out there. So buying, you're going to like this one. You're a huge fan of this dude. Luke Shaw.
Love it.
Priced at 4.9, owned by 0.7% of the game. He started 4 of the last 6 matches, and out of those 4 that he played in, 3 of those matches, they got clean sheets in. I mean, this guy is working his way back. And at 4.9, you can get a defender on one of the best defenses in the entire league, especially at home.
Dude, he's cheaper than Phil Jones. I know a lot of people are riding that Phil Jones wave. Luke Shaw's cheaper than Phil Jones. Now, Ashley Young is coming back from suspension in one more match day 21. So I'd be a little careful, but Luke Shaw, man, nice shout. And he has offense in his game, so you could get lucky and get an assist as well.
I mean, if they come out, get a clean sheet, and he has and he gets another clean sheet to his name, I mean, Jose has to look at him for an option. Like, to be over a left midfielder or right midfielder, whatever Ashley Young was or is. I don't think he gets enough respect from Jose.
Yeah, it's coming.
I just went a little serious on that one right there. It's like, this guy, he deserves the goddamn respect. All right, I'm keeping Cuco Martina, Everton, price at 4.4, owned by 1.9%. Even though the Spurs match, it's going, I would still keep this guy. Look, the price is right. After that, Everton has, the Spurs away, so forget that, but you can keep him on the bench because he's 4.4. They have West Brom, Leicester. They have Arsenal. After they got Palace, Watford, Burnley, Brighton. So this is the type of player that you can keep throughout the whole season because he's so inexpensive. And if he keeps playing, he's on one of these teams that are starting to show good form. So the prices have dropped a lot on these players, and now you can buy low and hopefully keep and sell, not so much high, but maybe sell and get an extra 0.5 or an extra point on these guys.
Love it.
Selling. I don't care what he did with Everton. I know he is new to Liverpool, and the guy is awesome, Virgil van Dijk. But he's priced at 5.4, owned by 3.9%. He's going against Manchester City. You can't. As much as I want to be a fan and say that Liverpool are going to win, it's ridiculous to predict a clean sheet against City. Risk, we're going with Yoshida, Southampton, price at 4.8, owned by 3.6% of the game. Look, Virgil's gone, but Southampton always seems to just reinvent themselves. They always go out, use that money. They are some of the smartest people when it comes down to investing money. They just go out and buy. And I was actually with Fareed today, and we were talking about Southampton. And when he was talking about how they buy outside of England for the middle of the pack, but when it comes down to the outside guys, they like a lot of England guys. So they buy in the right sense, and they also groom youth players in the right sense. They get it. They're smart. And when it comes down to
organization, man.
Yeah, and when it comes down to Yoshida, you don't even have to go with Yoshida. If you want a little bit more risk, you can go with Stevens because it's extra risk because but he's also less money. But I don't even know how to say this guy's name. The other center back, Hoedt, like who dat? Like who dat? Who dat playing over there? But he might be out with a head injury. And Watford has scored 4 goals in 4 games, so it's not like they're lighting the world on fire. So Southampton, they have a real shot at a clean sheet. I'm like a little emotional today. Again, a little serious, showing a lot of love to a lot of people. I don't know what's going on today. Maybe
it's been a while. You missed it.
Yeah, just everything's built up inside me.
Yeah.
Midfielders. We talked about this guy at the beginning of the break. We talked about him last Sunday or last Monday, if you guys listened to it. Dele Alli. This guy, he's starting to come back into form. He's a guy that he was abysmal the first half of the season. But as you found out, or as you saw the stats, where he seems to turn it on in December, January, and then really starts to use that snowball effect and really hit the ground running in the spring. This guy, priced at 9, owned by 15.6%. He has 2 goals, 4 assists in the last 4 matches. How can you not try to pick this guy up, especially when Spurs are facing Everton at home, Southampton away? They get United and Liverpool and Arsenal coming up, but right after that, you got Palace, Huddersfield, Bournemouth. Keeping Marko Arnautovic, priced at 7, owned by 8%. He has a hamstring issue, so he's a bit of a risk, but at the same time, he's priced nicely at 7, where you can keep him even if he doesn't play. He didn't play against Spurs, but besides that, he had 5 goals and 1 assist in the last 6 matches he's played. This guy, I mean, if he can find a way to keep this form going, I mean, he's going to be the one that's going to look like a hero at the end of the day, besides Adrian and the owners for switching the manager.
Yeah, I agree, man. West Ham is bubbling right now. There's talk about Lanzini going to Liverpool, so that might boost his game. All of a sudden, he's playing for a contract. Like, West Ham is bubbling.
And well, they kind of split at the moment because they were linked heavily to Coquelin before he moved over to Valencia. So some fans are saying that they think he's just a bag of crap, and then other players are just saying like,
bag of crap.
Paraphrasing, they didn't actually say that.
That's why it was funny.
But I mean, there's other fans that said, I mean, why wouldn't you want him? Coquelin, you're saying that Coquelin's not better than Noble? So, yeah. I mean, I think West Ham, especially at 12 million? Why not go for him? They need help.
Yeah, look, but man, it's tough, dude, because West Ham has spent money, man. They've spent money on forwards, one after the other. They spent money on midfielders. Like, at some point, like, you can't be spending money on all these junk parts. You got to stop bringing in premier pieces, man. And Coquelin's he's not. He's an Arsenal reject. If he was leaving Arsenal because he couldn't get playing time or wasn't getting along with the manager, then yeah, go for it. But he wasn't even getting playing time. He got outranked by guys like Wilshere, who came back from injury. Like, so nah, man, it's fine. Coquelin, go to another league, dude. That's good for his career. He's going to be in the sun playing in La Liga. I think he'll be fine, man. I think he's a decent player, but I don't think he would have boosted West Ham that much. Like, Coquelin, even at his cut rate price, I don't think was a good way to spend money.
I just think I'm losing faith in that West Ham midfield.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to need to re-up, especially if they lose Lanzini. If they don't lose him to Liverpool, they'll lose him to someone, man, because he's, like we've said on the show previously, like, he's a talent. He's the second best player after Payet at that club. So if they lose him, then yeah, they're going to need to rebuild that entire midfield.
He would be a fun player to watch to go to Liverpool right now. I mean, I'm not saying that just because I'm a fan, but because he can pass the ball so nicely and he moves swiftly with the ball.
Liverpool or City.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. All right. Not to make this a Liverpool segment.
So I threw City in there. I was like, it can't just be Liverpool all the time.
I think I've talked about Liverpool like 4 times already. I'm just excited with all that money. selling midfield. I guess I
that's
could
an honor.
obviously say Philip Coutinho, but I'm not. I'm going to go with Mahrez, and I know that kind of goes against what I was saying earlier with going against Chelsea, but I don't know, something, priced at 8.6, owned by 11.6% of the game. With the schedule, you got Leicester's facing Chelsea away, Watford at home, Everton, Swansea, City. So you're looking at Watford, Everton also being a hassle. You got City coming up. I think Swansea's only the easy game in the next 5 matches. And the big thing is, again, rumors, transfer rumors. He wanted to leave. He didn't leave. He's been, as people say, good professional for staying at the team and trying. I hate that. Oh, he's a good professional because he tries. He's getting paid millions of dollars to try. I hate when people say, oh, he's being a good professional by staying and trying hard. And shut up. He's getting paid a pretty penny. Oh, my God. That stuff pissing me off. But Mahrez, he has been playing well. But at the same time, is this kind of like the Philip Coutinho saga where is it like the last straw? Like, I really want to go. It's January. We don't know yet. So we don't know where his head's going to be at the moment. And I guess he could be at risk. Like, sell but risk. But I'm going with this risk.
Don't argue with yourself. You said he's a sell.
I argue with myself all the time. We got Aaron Mui. This guy's priced at 5.4.
I'm sorry. Who? Mui. It's Moy, dude. Aaron Moy. I love how you just try to power through it. Aaron Mui. So this guy.
Well, it makes sense if his name was Aaron Mui because this year he's been a cow.
Shots. First year in the Prem, dude. Started off hot. Blew his load early.
Yeah. Well, he's priced nicely at 5.4, owned by 6.8%, but he's only scored in 3 matches. So when it comes down to it, this is an ultra risk because this is just a gut feeling because he scores randomly. He scores like once every 7 match weeks. It's been 5. So it's around that time where he might get a goal. So this isn't even a risk. This is this is a chance card. If you want to go with the risk, this could also be like the Mahrez situation with Alexis Sanchez with Arsenal because there's so many transfer rumors out there with City and United. And there was links that Liverpool were even going to go after him. And that's just English teams. So we don't know how this guy's going to act now. So that's also another risk, even though that Arsenal have some really good matchups coming up.
Dig it.
Strikers. Buying Morata of Chelsea. Still priced at 10.5. That's really nice. That's a really nice figure for a striker. 10.5. You can't really beat that price for a top striker. He's owned by 17.2% of the game. You got Chelsea going after Leicester, Brighton, Bournemouth, Watford, West Brom. I mean, that's 5 good games to have Morata. Heck, go for Eden Hazard if you want. But that's another guy with rumors. Maybe he's out. You never know. There's so many rumors swirling right now. There's so much money going on.
It's crazy, dude.
Okay, keeping Lukaku. We talked about this guy already. I mean, priced at 11.3, owned by 22.5% of the game. Hasn't scored since West Brom, but he scored in the midweek game. I'd have to look at which game, but it wasn't a league game. It was one of the competitions.
Yeah, it was FA Cup.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, yeah, it was after the Lingard, right? Lingard had the first and he had the second?
Yep, off the bench.
But, again, Stoke. Stoke has been crap. Stoke, you never know. I mean, look, they have the worst goals against with 47. 7 more than second worst, which is West Ham and Watford. It really all depends on the attitude of Stoke. The manager's been sacked. How do you respond? Do you just put your head between your legs and just say, you know what, let's fuck off? Or do you get out on the field and really just push for that win?
Yeah. It's man, I got I got my fingers crossed on Lukaku. I'm going more with a gut feel on him. And obviously Stoke, playing Stoke helps. And the fact that the game is at United as well, at Old Trafford. So yeah, I got my faith in Lukaku.
Well, I mean, again, like we talked about before, United not so much want him, they need him. Because with Zlatan going down, he has. Is it official that Zlatan has like a knee injury, or is
Yeah.
it kind of just like okay?
It's
Because
official.
when it comes down to it, Zlatan is not really out. I mean, not really an option for Jose. We'll hear him whining about that later. There's other players that could maybe step into that striker role, but he was brought in to do this job. And look, I know that the numbers are going to say that he's probably going to get 20 to 25 goals in a season, but that figure is almost like a mirage to me. His 20 goals or 25 goals don't feel like a typical 20 to 25 goals. You know what I mean? Where they aren't game winners. They're almost like that FA Cup goal where it's second fiddle to Lingard, where they already have the 1-0 lead. Now his second goal was nice.
Nah, dude, the first 7 games, game winners. This kid's got game winners in his
Oh,
game. He scored them for Everton. If he gets to 20, man, obviously they're gonna be the haters who say, how'd he get to 20? But you can't tell me out of 20 goals, more than 50% of them will be bum time goals or scrappy goals. No way, dude.
no, well, the first like what 2 months he was on fire. He was the best striker in the league. Like you have to say that he was that good. But since then, though, he's been dropping off so many times.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. He's going through a drought, and that's what 2 years ago, you and I put him on the suspect list for that, because at Everton he went from like January to like the end of March without scoring a goal. But then the other boys, Tom and Al, argued that it's because he played for Everton, no supply. But it seems like he's going through droughts here at United. But you look at the way United plays, and I don't blame him. Again, like they're not creating an ample amount of opportunities. That's why guys like Jesse Lingard are popping up, scoring crazy goals, because it's been a reliance on like individual brilliance rather than this tactical movement on how to create opportunities basically on every possession. Liverpool does a good job of that. Arsenal at times does a good job of that. City's obviously doing a brilliant job. Chelsea does when they're playing wizards like Pedro and Willian together with Fabregas. Then crazy things happen, and Hazard as well. So Man United, I haven't seen too much of that. I've seen individual brilliance from Martial, from Lukaku, but not that team building. So when I see those droughts, man, I look at the way the team's playing, and I think it's more of a tactical issue, or team not creating enough opportunities for this kid. But when he gets his chances, man, he buries them. Obviously, he has been cowardice here and there, but he's a young kid. I think that'll grow out of his game. But man, Lukaku this weekend, I have faith in him against Stoke at home.
Yeah, I mean, it just proves the point. He should have came to Liverpool. Um,
Sturridge.
Yeah, well, I mean, he won't get his chance now that there's links that Liverpool is offering Firmino a lifetime contract.
So stupid.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know.
On
I don't know.
Firmino, bro, come on, man. I love Firmino. I have him in my fantasy team. Good player. You should have put that lifetime contract on Coutinho. You're putting it on the wrong Brazilian.
Oh yeah,
Put it on Salah. Put it on maybe even Mane. Firmino, I don't know, man.
I'd be handing out lifetime contracts to like anyone up front for Liverpool right now. Maybe even Virgil right now. Just lifetime contracts. I'm handing them out like hotcakes.
Clava, lifetime, 2 years.
Well, no. It's not just a contract to be a player because after that he just merges into being the mascot. So selling forward, I don't even know why people still own this guy, Christian Benteke. Priced at 7.8, owned by 2.2% of the game. And the only note that I have for him, can't believe people still own him. That's it.
2% of the league. All right. And who are we taking a risk on?
Andre Gray.
Ooh.
Price at 6.3%, owned at 1.7%. He had a goal against Man City, so you don't know. You don't know how this is going to trickle because this is a risk. Because if he might be able to pop for 2, maybe 3 match weeks and then disappear for the rest of the year. But if you have him for those weeks, maybe just get lucky with him.
I dig that. Big risk on him. What are their games coming up?
Burnley has Palace away. Then you got United, but then you got Newcastle, then City, then Swansea, Southampton, Everton, West Ham. So besides the Manchester clubs, it looks pretty good for a goal to sneak in there.
Dig it, man. All right, and that wraps it up for that section of the show. Your buy, keep, sell risks for every position. Before we wrap up, we're gonna give you our captain's picks for this match day 22. What do you say, Bus?
Before the show, we're talking about how miserable I am at captain's picks, but I seem to do well in all the other picks, so I'm going to pick one of these. I'm going to go with Morata. Chelsea's Morata. I mean, this guy, he's just all around, he's a good player.
Yeah, that's so gross. Hey guys, don't listen to that piece of garbage advice. What do you call it? A bag of crap.
Yeah, don't step on it.
I'm gonna give it to Lukaku this week. Rolling the dice, gamble. Look, I don't blame you if you want to pick any of the top players on City or any of the top players on Liverpool, because like Huss said, this could possibly be a shootout. I tend to be more conservative with these, top 6 matchups. I usually think, these teams go into a bit of a defensive lock and it ends up being 1-1, 0-0, maybe 1-0, 2-1. But these two teams' offense is insane. And both teams have leaky defenses. Obviously, Liverpool much more, but we'll see with Virgil in there. You got set pieces. Man City's not the tallest team, but somehow finds their way into set pieces. Like, this game is set. This is going to be, in my personal opinion, the most exciting football game of the year, man. I can't wait for this one.
Don't forget about Salah. He's coming off a little bit of a groin injury. So those are, you kind of have to walk on eggshells with groins. But if he does come back full strength, he's going against someone like Delph. Salah going against Fabian Delph. I mean, come on. Like if they actually play Delph at left back, Salah is going to have his way with him.
Yeah, okay, bro. Delph is a beast. Delph will handle Salah, no problem. Salah's my vice captain though, so.
That's so hypocritical.
No, I know. But I like Delph, dude. I fucking met this dude at the airport. You know what I mean? Took a photo with me. Took a second to say hi to me and my beautiful wife. Man, Delph's the man. I hate that he wears baby blue. Told him that. But, yeah, Salah's a beast, dude. I hope Delph doesn't get embarrassed. But at the same time, I hope Salah does well for my fantasy team. It's fantasy talk, man. You're always torn. You're always torn apart. But thank you for listening, guys. Huss, anything else before we go?
Oh, Wayne Speroni, Team Violence. You're behind me still. Catch up.
Oh, shots fired. Thanks for listening, guys. We will catch you over the weekend with our match day review.